Ah, man. Gonna smell so good. Guys, that looks so good. I gotta get a picture for the gram. Boom. All right, today we're cooking porchetta and we're gonna be doing it on a pellet grill. And this is gonna be kind of my style. I'll tell you why I did it this way. And the other thing I love about this is it's got tons of fresh herbs and fresh ingredients, as you can see here. So this is gonna be a little different variation from your classic Italian porchetta. That was whole pig, deboned, full of herbs, rolled up and smoked. I'm trying to find, not necessarily smoked, but grilled. But I'm trying to find an easier way, stuff that I have a little bit closer to home, and things that are easily manageable for me. So I went with just a pork butt. I actually prefer to cut my vegetables up by hand, but you're more than welcome to use a blender. All right, so we're gonna start with this garlic. We're gonna get it mashed up. I got the little bit thin skin on there. I'm just rolling it over. I'm just gonna smash that with my knife. But we don't necessarily need it that minced today, so I'm gonna be happy with what I got there. Let's go ahead and add just a little bit of salt to that garlic. We'll leave that sit on there. We're gonna add some rosemary. I'm gonna do about 1 to 2 sprigs of rosemary, depending on how much rosemary that you like. We're gonna go ahead and add some sage leaves. A lot of times you don't hear a lot about fennel. Fennel is awesome, great nutritional value. You can actually use the whole entire thing. So today we're actually using the little fronds here. So we're gonna go ahead and pick those off. We're gonna add that into our mix. Italian parsley. I'm just gonna take that Italian parsley. We're just gonna kind of shave off some of those leaves. We're gonna add a little more salt to the top. Lemon zest. Make sure you're just getting the bright yellow. Ah, man, this smells so good. Love the smell of fresh herbs, just fantastic. Okay, we got all that in. Now we're just gonna start rough chopping this whole mixture. Again, you can use the blender if you like. I like mine a little more rough chopped than the blender's gonna do. And it's just something therapeutic for me. Boom. Okay, so we got all that added in there. Now I wanna add a little bit of lemon. I wanna add some acidity to this. So we are going to pour some lemon. Just use your fingers to strain out the seeds. So I got about 1/2 cup of olive oil, good extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna start with about half of that, 1/4 cup. Let's go ahead and get all that incorporated in. Give that a little taste. Oh, so good. So remember, we got a lot of pork to flavor. So I'm going to use pretty close to a tablespoon of salt. Now this is a coarse kosher salt. If you're using sea salt, you'll definitely want to go less, maybe 1/2 of that. Fresh cracked pepper. If you want to spice it up a little bit, I'm going to go with some red pepper flakes. If you want to add some flavor to those red pepper flakes, go ahead and toast those first. More olive oil. We are ready to start cutting into this pork. So let's go ahead and I'll do some housekeeping, bring the pork over, and I'll show you how I do the pork. Okay, we're just gonna start flaying this back. We're gonna stick right to that bone. Okay, now I wanna get too thick here, so I'm gonna start leveling my knife out. Now I don't wanna cut all the way through this, so we're gonna go to where about 1 inch to 3/4 inch from the end, and I can lay that flat. Okay? But we still have that bone in there we got to get rid of. So the bone's right here to right here. So we're going to trim some of this off the top. And then we're going to find the end of that bone. You can feel it rotating around there. So we're just going to come around. Now just keep filling your way around the bone. Keep cutting away. It's going to get a little concave on this back side, so go ahead and follow that around. And don't worry if you happen to go all the way through and we're going to be able to fix that when we tie it. Okay, so I ended up having a little piece of meat here on the edge. I'm just going to go ahead and slice that off, and we're going to add that back into our roll. Okay, let's get this seasoned up. I am gonna add a little bit more salt. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a little salt. Make sure you salt the other little piece that we cut off. Go on the back side. Now this side is gonna be the outside of the roll. So we can go ahead and salt that a little more heavier than we did in the inside. Go ahead and get a good amount of pepper on there. You could put some dry rubs or anything like on that. The only thing that I get nervous about putting additional rubs on this is them conflicting with each other with the fresh herbs. But if you got a good mix that works great, you know, go for it. So we got that little spot in there. We're gonna roll that back over. Just start adding all those yummy herbs in there. Just roll that piece back on there. One tip, try to keep your cutting board free from olive oil, just so it's easier to tie it. You're gonna get a little bit over there. I mean, don't worry if you do get some. It's just a little easier to tie it without the olive oil. Okay, we are ready to start rolling this. All right, so let's, first thing you wanna do is grab you some butcher string, cut you off probably 4 lengths. Okay, we want that fat cap to be on the outside, and that is on this end. So I'm gonna start rolling at this end. Just try to roll it as tight as you can. All right, look at that. Oh my goodness. We're gonna take your string, go ahead and tie you a knot. And we're just gonna keep repeating that process as we work our way down this roast. So now what do? We got it all wrapped up, we got it tight. Now we really wanna look for that crispiness, and with the fat that I do have on here, I'm gonna try to crisp that up the best I can. So what I'm gonna do is put a little bit more salt on top of that. We're gonna do a little bit of a dry brine process. So we got the salt, and I'm actually gonna add a little baking soda to the top of this as well to try to help crisp that up. All right. We're gonna get a cooling rack with a sheet pan, and we're just gonna lay that on top of that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna slide that into my fridge. I'm gonna leave it uncovered, and I'm gonna let it just sit there and marinate for at least 8 hours. Let's go through the cooking process really quick on this. Got my Camp Chef pellet grill preheated to 275. It's a little higher than what you normally do pulled pork at, but we're looking for more of a sliced pork with this. We still need to get it up to around 190 on the finish temperature. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw it in, we're gonna monitor it until it hits about 140. At that point, I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap it. Just try to hold that moisture in just a little bit. And we're gonna run that up to 180. Once I hit 180 degrees, I'm gonna crank the grill all the way up. I'm gonna slide out the sliding grill feature, and then we're just gonna start crisping up that fat. Guys, this is gonna be awesome. All right, that internal temperature has reached 190 degrees. That fat is starting to crisp up. We're gonna take it off, let it rest for a second, and slice this bad boy up. Oh, look at that, nice and crispy. Oh, beautiful. All right, guys, so we've let this rest for a little bit, and let's cut into it. Oh, it smells fantastic. So we're just gonna clip these strings. Just be careful when you pull them off. You don't pull off all that awesome crispy fat that we just worked so hard to get. All right, let's slice into this bad boy and see what we got. Looks fantastic. Oh man, this smells fantastic. It looks fantastic. We got big chunks of garlic coming through, all those roasted herbs, and I found me a chunk that I'm gonna dive into. Hey, if you're liking these videos, please subscribe, like, leave us a comment. We'll see you guys later. Money.